members of the Diplomatic Corps, Assistant Minister, Permanent Secretaries, President of the Fiji Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chairman of the Fiji Business Forum, Mr. Maharaj, ladies and gentlemen, Bogonaka, and very good evening, very cold morning to you all. It's a pleasure to be here today with the captains of Fiji's private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, today's forum is timely and crucial as we prepare for the 2016 national budget. And there is no time to waste. And we look forward to seeing the outcomes of this meeting that will form part of the industrial sector's submission. In this session, we will specifically look at government policies and the regulatory framework in order to suggest how we can make doing business in Fiji simpler and easier. As you know, since about 2007, one of the Fijian government's top priorities has been to embark on a series of ambitious reforms to kickstart the economy and create the necessary conditions for private sector growth. Amongst other things, we have reduced and streamlined taxes, provided a range of investment incentives, and started making the process of dealing with government more business friendly. And we're tackling our infrastructure problems and bottlenecks, such as our roads, ports, and airports, and are developing a knowledge-based economy, as Vishnu pointed out. We are also targeting our building capacity and strengthening our trade-related facilitation institutions, such as the Biosecurity Authority of Fiji and the Department of National Trade Measurement and Standards, and the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority. And thanks to these policies, we have recovered strongly from the economic gloom of the previous decades. We are enjoying one of the most sustained periods of growth post-independence history, and more investment, more trade, more jobs needed. For the first time in Fiji's history, the economy has been growing at a rate of above 4% for 3 consecutive years. And we are on track to record the 3rd consecutive year in which the investment exceeds 25% of GDP. Our foreign reserves are higher than ever before, almost $2 billion, and our trade policy framework is designed to take us even further. Clearly, there is much to be positive about, but the government understands that the reform is a collaborative process. And that is why we are here today, to hear your views, so that we can further hone our program and proposals. Before I actually conclude my remarks, please allow me a minute or two to discuss a few exciting and important initiatives for our future growth and development as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the trade policy framework brings our overall trade effort under one umbrella, allowing for a more coordinated and consistent approach to trade, investment, and industrial development. It defines the relationship between government and the business community in Fiji. As government, we believe that the business community in Fiji are an important partner in national development. Our role is to create a conducive business environment and support the necessary facilitating institutions to provide the best possible services to the business community. We are very much aware of the fact that the world is increasingly becoming interdependent, and so as a responsible government, we have to respond to global dynamics to ensure that we continue facilitating your business growth locally and internationally in the export market. Our policy path is very clear. We have adopted a big picture approach in the development and formulation of the Fijian trade policy framework. Our vision is to develop Fiji into a vibrant, dynamic, competitive economy serving as the hub of the Pacific. And we will never be able to accomplish this without your help. In this regard, the policy recognizes the private sector as the engine of economic growth. We want to ensure that we create synergies in the economy so that no one is left out of the development chains. And from the other perspective, there's also a great synergy that exists between ministries so that this is all facilitated. Therefore, in order to support the linkage in the economy, the policy recognizes the SME sector as the backbone of the Fijian economy. To demonstrate our commitment to this sector, we have embarked on a new initiative to support micro and small businesses through the provision of grants to support new ventures. You are also aware that the government's national export strategy has, over the past 8 years, boosted Fiji's exports. And at the same time, the government has supported the TCF sector with an annual marketing budget of about $100,000 to explore opportunities in both existing and new markets. Another accompanying program that the government initiated in 2011 is the Fijian Made brand, which has been very successful. Not only has it generated interest domestically, but it also has a strong impact in the region and globally. This has led to the growth of our exports year in and year out, and we would like to do even better. The key policy objective of the trade policy framework seeks first to transform Fiji into a vibrant, diversified and internationally competitive export-led, growth-oriented economy by enhancing the manufacturing and service sector's contribution to economic growth, as well as focusing on other growth areas in priority sectors. Second, to facilitate the engagement of Fiji in bilateral, regional and multilateral trade frameworks with a view to expand and secure meaningful market access for Fiji's growing industrial base and integrate the Fijian economy into the global trading environment. Third, to use trade policy to contribute to creating the conditions for the sustained increase in the contribution of investment and the increase in total factor productivity. In other words, the efficiency with which the economy utilizes its available resources that will be required in order for Fiji to realize its long-term growth aspirations. Fourth, to stimulate and encourage value addition activities through research and development with a view to increasing national export earnings and improving our current account position and creating employment opportunities. And fifth, to assist domestic firms to increase their levels of efficiency and competitiveness and therefore withstand increasing competition in domestic and international markets and facilitate the growth of the micro, small and medium enterprises development as a backbone of the Fijian economy. The policy further seeks to support the improvement of trade-related infrastructure to facilitate the smooth flow of trade, reducing the cost of doing business and positioning Fiji as a strategic location for global value chains and as the hub of the Pacific, as rightfully mentioned by Vishnu. Finally, the policy seeks to support investment promotion and facilitation to attract both domestic and foreign direct investment that also induces innovation and technology transfer in the national economy. The trade policy framework will be implemented over the next 10 years. Its successful implementation will require the contribution of all stakeholders, government, the private sector, and civil society. The National Trade and Development Council will be the main implementation vehicle of this framework. It is the forum where trade, investment, industry, and business-related issues will be discussed and strategies developed and implemented accordingly. Therefore, we will be approaching you, the captains of the industry, in a couple of weeks to be permanent members of this all-inclusive council and its various subcommittees. Please help us achieve this long-term vision. And while I've got the stage, ladies and gentlemen, there's something else that Vishnu actually also touched on. With respect to tourism, in my travels recently, the one thing that most tourists want to do is visit the capital city. And these are high-spending tourists that want to come here. So I invite all of you involved in Suva. The ministry is actually looking at the moment to turn Suva into destination Suva. And I invite all the businesses that are in Suva to take a little bit more civic pride and turn Suva into destination Suva. Shortly, we will be attending a conference in Tahiti. That is, and most of the discussions there will be regarding the cruise ship industry. Unfortunately, Vanuatu had cyclones and stuff, so they lost quite a lot. But we are the benefactors of all of this. It may not be a nice thing to say, but there is a huge interest in turning Suva into destination Suva. So the cruise ship industry is such a vital part of our tourism industry. And I'm asking you all here today, those that are here in Suva, the retailers, etc., please take some more civic pride. Get involved with the ministry. We are in the process of turning Suva into destination Suva. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to fruitful discussions throughout the day. Unfortunately, I will have to go and do my civic duty and open Hibiscus Festival a little later, but I will be around for a little while. Thank you very much.